We are live. Yeah, still got it, guys. Welcome. Anyone? This thing on? We doing a show today, guys?
Good morning. Welcome to the show. It's We Are Live. I'm Chris Denman. Alongside me, the great Bree Weaver. Good morning, Bree.
Morning.
Live from the Mid-Coast Studios. Travis Sorrell brought you in. We're excited to be here, and we're excited to have a guy that looks like a possum when you turn the lights on your porch. When we throw to him on our cameras, that joke courtesy of the great Tom Duff from St. Louis Counseling Services. Good morning, Chris Gardner.
I'm not happy. Tom Duff made that joke on the Twitters last night.
Yes.
I didn't laugh.
He's a professional counselor.
But-
That had to hurt a little more.
My girlfriend sure did laugh at that one.
Oh,
Hilarious.
good. What dessert were you two enjoying when she had a giggle at it?
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't dessert. It was
Sandwich?
actually, well, kind of a sandwich. We had a
An ice cream
we
sandwich.
had a true kids meal last night.
Oh,
She
my
made
Grilled
she made
cheese.
sloppy joes.
Oh, yeah.
We had some fries with that.
Real
And
quick. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, yeah.
It's hard not to, isn't
On
it?
loop. Yes.
And to drink even,
Hoagies and grinders.
we've got like a 99-cent fruit punch gallon container at the store. It was a true kids
Did you just
meal.
go through the lunch line at a grade school?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
What he didn't tell
I was
you,
trying to trade her sloppy joes for fries and stuff like that.
he's too proud to admit that he had his foot amputated last night directly after dinner, and he still came into work today. Good job.
Are you guys gonna eat the square pizza tonight?
I love the square pizza.
Go get that. Oh, please, Mo, square
You
pizza.
know what?
please.
He's bringing an
We'll bring
extra,
that up.
Peaches. Can I
Travis-
have a
Oh, the
little-
peaches,
The
yeah.
peaches, please.
Travis, he's bringing an extra quarter for double chocolate milk.
Ooh.
Mom said I could have a second milk today.
Did
Don't-
your schools go through the phase where it was like a pouch of milk?
Oh wow.
Or it was
Bree.
like
Oh, no, we
plastic?
had,
That's
we had,
Canadian.
we had, we had, we had,
Whoa.
we had ample public funding. Thank
Like
you.
plastic pouches. No, because you'd stab it and it would just explode
Excuse
everywhere.
me?
It was awful.
Okay,
There was
Bree.
no- it
Your
was just
broke
like
ass school,
I'm
you
about
guys
to
eat
say.
government
Ziploc
cheese.
bag.
Bree, you were poor as hell.
Right, it was a Ziploc bag basically full
A
of chocolate
Ziploc
milk.
bag of
Embarrassing.
People,
powdered
throw at
chocolate
each
milk.
Other. They like hit each other. They were
What?
just like, it was weird. And then they went back. They quickly realized.
You had hazing in your lunchroom?
Yeah, of course.
I've always
This
wanted
is an
to
odd duck.
go back to We Hop Fields in Florissant, Missouri.
Why are you narrating this?
And see if they still have the rectangular slices of pizza they used to serve there.
So damn good.
They would wrap it in foil. You know, all the baseball places and Little League fields, they started going to, hey, we got Pizza Hut now, or we got Domino's
that's
now.
true.
And I'm like, no, I want that rectangular piece of pizza
True.
that I used to try and barter extra pieces for myself after a game. That's where I would like to go, maybe this spring, and see if they still have, or who used to make those slices of pizza.
When you
Big
go-
Pizza
when-
did infiltrate the schools. There
Yeah.
was like then Pizza Hut started showing up around junior high and high school, and I always wondered like, oh no, square pizza. I mean, but when you were like when you grow up poor and middle class, like when you see Pizza Hut come in and is in the lunch line, like that's a game changer.
Yeah, and I got to think, too, after Gardner would go 0 for 5 on the Little League field, the only thing comforting was a square slice of pizza. Do I have that right?
I was a defensive specialist.
There we go.
Perfect. The show is We Are Live. If you're just tuning in on Facebook, big thanks. Be sure to share with all your pals. Bree will be commenting, hanging out on that today. We have a text line, Travis. Do you know what the number is?
I don't care for it, Chris.
I do. It's 314-669-1431. We'll read your text. We'll have some Facebook fun. We've got some great segments today. A new one, Devil's Advocate. I believe that is Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh's favorite new segment. Does it have something to do with that?
How funny would it
was
be
that
if
like
that
his
what the
bro?
movie
He's
was
like,
with-
it's the devil's threesome, and you're the devil's advocate.
Oh,
Is that how it works?
It's a weird job to have.
We'll do a Traview today. How fun was that? Did you watch both the Traviews?
yes.
Or both Fire Festival
Yeah,
documentaries?
today's Traview will be of Fire Festival documentaries, both the one on Hulu and Netflix, and we kind of briefly previewed it yesterday, but yeah, we sat down a few weeks ago to actually watch those two back to back, and it was incredibly disturbing on multiple levels, but it was a great it truly illuminated the current state of the influencer culture. And
I watched them
That
back to
word?
back both nights. One night back to back. Did you?
yes.
Yeah.
You were
Have you seen
invited
it?
to the party, right?
Oh, there
That
was
was the watch party
Here
that
we
neither
go.
there was a
me
watch party. Yeah,
and
they
myself
set it up
or
right in
you-
front of me.
Right, we
Here we
weren't
go.
invited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched the one on Netflix. I haven't seen the one on Hulu.
I
They're
think
both,
they're both great. And and that's our morning melee today. Also,
Yeah.
if you go over to @WeAreLiveRadio on Twitter, which documentary did you like best? Travis will reveal his preferred documentary during the Traview.
I will. Well, I will tell you, for those who are listening for the first time, that the grading scale, of course, is based on 5 booties. What we
Very
try
technical.
to determine with these Traviews is what that booty do. And so we will grade them accordingly. I didn't have a favorite per se, but one documentary did pay some of the guys responsible for the Fire Festival, and then one of them did not.
Interesting.
So I'll just leave it at that.
So we'll get into that with the Traview. There will be video clips for that as well. So that's part of the multimedia experience.
You're
that
asking
we
a lot
bring
right now, Denman. We'll
here
see.
on We
The
Are
clips,
Live.
they should pop up at some point during the Traview, maybe, but we promise nothing.
We never do. Text in 314-669-1431. We'll do fair or foul today, which you email wall@weareliveradio.com for that. All kinds of fun to be had. Other things happening today. I'll tell you about a brand new sponsor, Travis.
Oh, yeah?
You excited?
I am.
You get to stay here for one more week.
Hold on
because
one
of this
second. Here
gentleman.
goes T'Challa.
And he's dropped off.
Okay.
Tommy Bannister at
Oh, nice.
Circa Properties, your South City realty specialist. You guys excited?
Yeah,
Tommy
that's
was in here
exciting.
yesterday. Well, looky there. Look at
Yay!
Tommy. Looky
That's
there.
I love his
And that's
little
actually
emoji.
him.
That is
actually
for
Tommy.
sure.
You guys
him.
don't have to react to everything that goes on the
It's
screen.
amazing.
Sorry. For audio listeners, we've got a great plug going on.
This is the most fascinating part for me. I feel like I'm playing with cats.
Yeah, that's true.
Why is it gotta be cats?
We're that simple.
It is. If you all want to get a hold of Tom for your real estate needs, it's tom.bannister@circastl.com. His approach involves integrity, passion, and team excellence. It's in everything he does, period. Be sure to see Tom at our Mardi Gras and Soulard events coming up. He'll be hanging out this Sunday at the Oscars. You can check him out. There'll be a big Tommy Bannister banner for Circa Properties. We're really excited to have him on board. Great person, great dude, and you all should check him out for your real estate needs. And we'll tell you more about Tom and all of his great capabilities. Just wanted to give a quick shout out as he's on board, folks. He's supporting him, so you guys support him as well. What do we want to get into? We got the text line. We'll jump into that here in a bit. The Facebook live streams being shared all over the place. I'm kind of excited for this Traview. I'm not saying we have to jump right in. Let's tell our folks about the fair or foul, and there's a pretty cool prize today as well. Gardner, what's fair or foul today?
Well, it's a statement, number one, that you have to either say is fair or foul. You
thank
email us.
Are you buying time?
You email us. I was for a moment. Yes.
Email us wal@weareliveradio.com.
And we're going to tie it in with the Traview as well. Social media influencers are heavily involved in both the documentaries and Hulu and Netflix. So fair or foul, social media influencers.
Bree and I were
Ooh.
talking about this off the air yesterday and how much we cringe at the word influencers.
I've had 3 mini strokes already with
It's-
you guys saying the word. I'm like, ugh.
It's not even a hate. It's not like
No,
I
it's
get the
not.
hustle, like, because
Absolutely.
you're not hurt. They're not hurting anybody. Seriously, like they are pretentious and superficial, but
Oh my God.
but it feeds to an American culture that we've known for years.
As
It's
we
just-
tell everybody watching on Facebook to check out our Instagram and Twitter.
Please do.
Yes.
Please follow. But I think to watching those documentaries to see how they're treated like they are best-selling music artists or
Yeah, like rock stars.
A-list actors is bizarre to me because I get these guys have these followers and these and, subscribers, but I never thought we would view them as you just said, rock stars. That's
Right.
bizarre to me.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Like, and so to see these personalities and they were expected to be pampered, and I'm like, you're no Rihanna, you're no Beyonce. Why do you think you're the exception to the rule based on your tweets or your Instagram
well, and
photos?
some of them have like legitimate like jobs and skills and stuff like that. So I don't
true.
think it downplays it a little bit, right?
It
'Cause,
does.
Like, oh, I'm really famous because I do tutorials on something. It's like,
Right.
okay, so you're really good at X, so let's call it that, not an influencer, because then that just puts you in
Right.
the same group as somebody that's taking weird photos of his
But
dad
when you
while he's
see-
yelling at him or something.
But even when you see some of these people, you don't think influencer. I think if
No.
you're going to use the term influencer,
Yeah.
I'm thinking someone that, when they get on the mic or they get in front of a crowd, they can truly motivate and push people to a certain direction, not because you took a bottle of Curve and you were on the beach and you decided to take a cute picture with your golden retriever.
Well,
I don't get that.
What else does Wanderlust smell like?
That's a good point. I didn't think
Thank
about
you.
that.
I mean,
That's a good
use
point.
some sensibility when you're discussing this. So here's what you do. You take that topic and then you email us, wall@weareliveradio.com, with your thoughts on social media influencers. It could be funny, it could be dead serious, I don't care. The best one will be voted on. And the prize today is a Gardener special. Our friends literally 5 feet behind me at By Jack, part of Midcoast Media, will be providing us with a Chexit t-shirt. What's a Chexit
Stop.
t-shirt, Gardner?
Basically,
Give us a little backstory.
Chesterfield, the city
In the
West
fluid
County,
city
St.
here in
Louis,
St.
very
Louis. Mhm.
a little posh.
the
or wants to be
land
posh. Or,
of outlet malls, the land of two Brooks Brothers outlet stores,
True.
the land of Top Golf,
The Fort Lauderdale of Missouri.
a very cultured area known for flooding
Yes.
and more flooding.
They're in a valley.
Yeah, and that's where they've built a lot of their stuff. They've looked into forming Chesterfield County.
So
If
if
the
you're
St.
tuning
Louis City, St. Louis County merger were to go through, they don't want to be a part of it.
it's a common thing that's happened. You've
Yeah.
seen it in Louisville, Nashville, Indianapolis, cities that are quickly, seemingly surpassing or very factually surpassing the St. Louis area. And that is a big topic locally right now, is in regards to merging the city and the county. And one area has decided we don't need y'all. So the Chexit T-shirt
and that
will be the
would-
prize today.
That would be Chesterfield.
And we
then,
are not limiting sizes. Be as fat as you want. And if
We
you
are
win,
calling it,
That's also true.
we will customize sizes.
Yeah, we will.
and it's at least their city council or something is looking into it.
Somebody
several,
is,
several
yeah.
members of the city council. I'm
Which, hey,
assuming-
if it's a bargaining ploy, good on them. It's being
it-
taken serious.
Are they going to put up a wall? Is
uh,
there going to be like a
they could-
checkpoint?
well, they already have levees,
That's true.
so
Maybe put up a wall, it's going to turn into a swimming pool when it rains.
Maybe we should suggest that. Like, hey,
the shirt, the shirt is a
It's a Chris Gardner
It's
special.
a heather green shirt with the
Color of money.
It's the actual city logo of Chesterfield, and instead of saying City of Chesterfield, it says Chesterfield County now. So we might as well try and monetize the St. Louis City County merger potential here as we go along over the. It's probably going to be a couple years here.
What happens if you?
they're saying it's a 5-year process if it even happens.
But what if you are the tipping point? What if people see this shirt and go, yeah, Chesterfield County sounds like it should be a thing. How would you feel?
Yeah, what if you cause this and then they just
Right.
run away with it?
I'd laugh. Yeah.
I do like how you picked a pretentious color for this T-shirt.
Well, I thought it's very
Matches golf
natural, very nature-esque. That's what their logo. Their logo's a tree that looks like it was, it looks like it was designed by a middle schooler in a competition in the early 2000s, and that's what they picked. That was my first thing. Was like, this is not a great city logo, but I can work with this. This actually adds to what I'm trying to do.
Would you agree that this T-shirt pairs well with a sport coat and sockless loafers?
Yes.
Good question.
And probably you can go with a hat.
Ooh, what kind of hat?
Just a ball cap, or
A landowning hat.
one that's not a high sitting cap, but more of a lower one.
A low top cap?
Yeah,
Okay.
not a top cap, like a
Fashionable.
baseball hat.
Oh,
A
okay.
fashionable dad hat.
Yes,
This topic is our Facebook Live.
with a
people.
blazer, with a sport coat.
Yeah,
is
we got some
fantastic.
Facebook Live
Yeah,
comments.
they're checking in. We've got Matt, I think Reeser. Sorry if
We don't really give out
Sorry.
names.
Well, people like their names. Sorry.
Well, they are
And
commenting on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Like people can see them. It
Yeah,
says
yeah.
Lake Chesterfield will be our new Lake of the Ozarks. And that was a good one.
You know,
I would get jet skis
And
if that's the case.
We are, it's to really sell segments and that you need to have names for them, right?
Yeah.
So when we discussed this, we wanted to have our own brand on it too. So I'm going to call it Screaming Bloody Merger. And then when we get into it,
Bree just vomited in her mouth.
Louis City County merger.
Screaming Bloody Merger.
I did like watching the excitement and the confusion build with you.
It
two
was
when
it
that
was
happened.
a it was a build of excitement, confusion, and then complete horror as we all were like, "Oh, this is happening."
They're also asking for golf polos with that saying on it.
Yes, we can.
Well,
We're just taking pre-orders live on the show.
This is actually an infomercial today.
well Buy Jack.
Tommy Bannister from Circa Properties and Buy Jack.
Yeah, Buy Jack is making these shirts. And
Yeah.
my friend,
Available online in the We Are
My
Live
friend
radio
Mr.
store.
Bojangles, who does all of my shirt designs, basically, was able to help me with this one too.
Yeah, I do like that we've got a three-pronged attack here. Again, if you're just tuning in, we've formed a new company, midcoast.media, if you want to see what we've been up to, what we're planning on doing, all that good stuff. I would say the busiest for a already busy business with several clients and orders. The man who has taken most space on the order docket is Chris Gardner.
Oh boy.
You've single-handedly bogged down one service branch of our company, Gardner. How do you feel about that?
Well, I just have these T-shirt design ideas, and I just want to see if they can be executed.
You're an influencer. If
Don't
you
say
think
that.
about it, you're an influencer. You
Don't
really,
say that.
you are. You're not like social media influencers, but you could.
You know what
go
you
around
are?
this
You're a
area-
bastard. That's what
Oh,
you
well,
are.
He had to go there.
Wow.
Don't you call me that.
Why do you gotta go to?
Because
My
that
daddy in
isn't
my
nice
life.
for you to say that.
Bree, is anybody taking up for you on Facebook Live? Did you see it?
Did I see?
It was mentioned that hey, dum-dums, we're all commenting on a Facebook Live
Right,
stream,
yeah.
so back
Right.
off. If you prefer to remain anonymous,
Let me know.
creep on the live stream, share
Right.
it into your own feeds, obviously. But you can text us 314. What's that second part?
669.
Nice.
Talking about sex.
3-1.
Calm
You guys
down.
want to read a text or two while we're at it?
we don't
Yeah,
have to
do
that.
it.
Oh,
Travis
we're
is
gonna do
usually
it.
This topic has people fired up.
I bet it does.
From the 636. Should I read the whole number, Bree?
I mean, you were going to yesterday.
Did they bring a social?
So,
Well, yeah. If they misbehave, I will read out your phone numbers and folks all
and
over.
print it on a T-shirt.
Welcome
Yes.
back, lady and gents. Was at the dentist yesterday, so missed the inaugural. Whoever that is, thank you for texting. Send us your name so we can save it in there in our new text system. Gardner is not a true MAGA supporter if he didn't purchase a Trumpy Bear from yesterday, Chesterfield, where everyone from Florissant went. Thanks, Steve in Des Moines. We're huge in Des Moines.
No, people
we have
who
the
got
Des Moines
job
market.
promotions.
It's not just
then went to Chesterfield.
Chesterfield. My family is from Florissant. My grandma and grandpa Evans live in Florissant.
Uh-huh.
Grandma Gardner. When Grandpa Gardner was alive, they lived on the outskirts, just right there on the border between Hazelwood and Florissant.
By the bubbleheads.
No, they're not by the
Say it right,
bubbleheads.
Travis, say it right. Bubblehead.
Bubblehead.
They basically live right at the top of the hill before you go to the Missouri Bottoms.
Okay.
So that's where Grandma and
Missouri Bottoms, great texter name.
Yeah. Damn it. That's where Grandma Gardner. That's where my family's roots still are.
Really?
And we moved to St. Charles.
Roots like the base of the glorious
Don't-
tree on your T-shirt.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
How about this?
I thought you were gonna go somewhere. It was
Yeah.
Black. It's Black History Month, so
Yeah.
I thought Travis was gonna jump on
trust
that.
me, my finger was ready like that's racist.
I walked into that one.
Oh, I pulled it back.
The Hunchback of Vaughan Castle texting us considers Gardner an influencer, right?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
The
Okay.
stories of his drinking days scare the shit out of me. What's the worst thing you did while drunk? What's the worst thing you did?
How am I gonna answer that question?
Damn, Chris. It turned into Barbara Walters on that ass.
Oh, Mr. Gardner.
Gardner, 8 years ago, how low were you as an alcoholic.
Pretty open about it.
Okay. I mean, I don't know.
Another text, since Gardner's defected.
We can say this. I mean, we can say this. I have DUIs. I don't drink anymore.
Oh, I was thinking maybe you'd go funny and be like, slept in a park.
Or a
Well, we
cemetery.
already knew that one.
Well,
And I've never slept in a cemetery.
I swear there was a
This is
story where
how I
you
know
I
you
slept
people I'm
in
above
a
you.
park
All you had to answer
with a
was something
homeless
silly.
man who is my friend. He would sleep on my couch from time to time.
What was his name?
Computer Ron. He actually went to Yale.
Did he keep a cardboard laptop? Like, how does that work?
No, I made one, though, when I was him for Halloween one year.
Chris, you just tap it on the cardboard. I think I've come up with the algorithm for the internet.
What's the
Pass
worst
me
thing?
that half-eaten can of beans. What's TT know about the sex? That's from Billy Fat Pants on the text line, which you can reach us.
Can I
Answer the question.
I don't know much about it.
How old
I don't
were
know
you?
who's on the feed.
First
so
time.
I think
How old were you?
My mom may be watching. Mom, I've never had sex. So yeah. So there's-
Okay.
I'm
Does
gonna
it feel
answer
good
that.
to lie?
No, it did
Does that
not.
feel good?
Especially in front of all of you. I apologize.
It does.
Speaking of, like, can I tell a quick story? Speaking of social media influencers, I think
Which you are not.
far from it, but
Acts
I
like
think,
he is. Acts like he is. Hey, brother, do you mind retweeting this thing that could make you money? I don't know, man. My followers might not dig it.
Oh yeah, or Disney this and Disney that.
Well, guys, we got to think about the longevity of the brand.
What if
Okay.
Disney comes knocking?
But I think we
Again,
are.
if this all goes to hell, it will be Denman in the morning on Y98, okay?
But I think as far as we continue to grow the show, I am starting to finally get haters. I get now people on Twitter who create fake accounts
No,
and they
that's
try
not
to
true.
follow me. I did. Yesterday I had to block someone for the first time in the history of me being on Twitter. Someone created a fake account of this racist media personality here in St. Louis, and they started following me and harassing me last night.
Listen, I was a little drunk.
Are
You didn't have
trying
to bring
say
it up on the
after
show.
One show you have
After
this
one show,
freak?
I'm saying after one show, I already have racist haters, and I have to say I am
Feeling
proud
like
of
it was a
each and
boss
every
baby.
one of you.
Remember that story
You
I talked about
finally did it.
yesterday?
Uh-huh.
What's up, Jesse?
That's what I'm saying.
I am
Come on,
not.
Jesse.
This is no hoax. This is
Huh?
no
Just-
subway at
just
2 a.m.
kidding
in
around?
South City of Chicago. This is not one of those situations. Someone who I know has a show here in St. Louis, who is a notorious racist, follows me or tried to follow me and tried to harass me yesterday on Twitter. It was very invigorating. I was
Now-
excited, and I think the
think
brand
you
is
were
strong.
dreaming.
We
Right,
are growing
like, I don't,
as a
maybe
show.
It was a bot.
You
Like,
guys,
it was
let
just
me
a-
have my own
No.
racist hater. Why can't
He
I
said
have
yesterday,
this?
Was it-
verbatim? I want a stalker.
Was it somebody just creating an account and effing around with you?
It was
Or-
someone who has a documented history of creating fake accounts to say
Oh,
racist
okay.
things.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
trying to follow along. here. I'm
Exactly.
like, how do
Yeah,
you
I was
know?
like,
person has a
like, how do you
notorious
know?
history.
But how do you know that?
I know it because I called out this racist personality almost 2 weeks ago. And so I believe this person then created this
This is
fake
drama.
profile.
Drama
I
is
am
building.
not making this up.
Where did you
feel
call
like-
them out on Twitter?
I called him out on Twitter.
So we can
proof
go
of
and
it?
see your
You can
tweets
go
from
back
2
and see,
weeks ago and see who it is.
Yeah.
Give us
That's
some
how I
hints.
was able to determine who the individual was. And because this person has a history of creating fake accounts, they decided to harass me yesterday.
So now that we're full on a podcast, we've waived the there's no competition,
Right.
No, like, hey, we want to have people on from other shows, everything. So are you excluding this person from coming on as a guest?
No, not at all. I don't know. I just don't want to give them that
Do we-
platform.
Oh, no, I
But
get
the
it.
thing, and I look.
And we-
as I
we-
grow
we're-
as a media mogul, I understand some
There
of the
it is.
pressures
There it is.
that come along with this job. I understand when I step outside the studio, there are throngs of women who are just like, Mr. Terrell, can you
There's
please
one
sign
woman who
this?
works downstairs
Hey,
who pays no
Blackfish,
mind to you.
Please, hey, Black, can we get a hug for my little autistic child? And I'll hug the child like, mwah, come here, little autistic baby.
Why is it
And I
gotta be-
love, I don't know, people bring up their kid. Look, Make-A-Wish kids, they want to come around and hang out at the station with us.
Daddy, I wish that this guy never showed up to this thing. That'd be the only Make-A-Wish you'd be a part of.
Look,
you
I'm just
understand?
here to make kids happy. That's all. And here's this person on the internet trying to harass me because they are the racists. How does that work? But I am also happy that we are growing as a show where I can have racist haters. That is a sign of success.
We'll investigate this further.
Right.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Like,
Thank you.
If you want to text us and be anonymous, 314-669-1431. Today's topic for Fair or Foul, which is a great prize, like a $20 value, Chexit t-shirt, a Chesterfield County t-shirt courtesy of By Jack.
In the size of your choice.
In the size of your choice. That was a very important question I asked. I was like, John, I mean, we got some hefty listeners, bro. Like, we're going to have to limit this to smaller friends and family
Medium.
of the winner. Yeah, I was
And that's
gonna
another
say.
thing. I'm glad we brought that up, Chris. We do have some fat ass listeners. And
Are you throwing stones?
I
was
am
going to say,
because
you looked a little...
Pot meat kettle?
You took
and
a
that's
t-
why I'm bringing
you
it
took
full
your shirt
circle.
off in the
I'm bringing it
promo
full
video.
circle. We are right now in the midst of designing a diet competition here in the office.
See, this is hilarious, by the way. 2 weeks ago, I was like, hey, got a great idea for a segment. It's going to involve some fitness sponsors. People can essentially legally pseudo wager on my stuff. And then yesterday, Dum Dum and British Dum Dum come up with some kind of a competition, and they're walking around acting like they're freaking Thomas Edison, and I'm Tesla over here like, what? Hey!
I have in my notes from a month ago.
A month ago.
Literally.
A month
we had
ago.
this conversation.
I had plans to monetize.
Make Denman hot again.
Yes.
segment.
Make Denman Hot Again will be the hottest.
We've discussed
Now
this.
we have two rival weight loss segments.
Inside one show.
both of which I refuse to be a part of.
They could easily be combined into one and be much less confusing. But now we will be the show that has two weight loss competitions going on simultaneously. Yours is just for grins.
But this makes sense considering how fat our audience is. To have two weight loss competitions is probably the appropriate way to
kinda
go.
need it, yeah.
We sort of
We
kind of
kinda-
need.
immigrants
That's
and-
how fat we are.
Immigrants and blacks on this one.
Right. By the way, notice how Bree is not disagreeing with any of this. She's completely calling ourselves fat asses, and Bree is just like, well, yeah, motherfuckers do look chubby. Yeah,
She's
so what y'all want me to do?
sitting there. She's like, the studio is so hot right now. If you guys would just remove some of your fat, I could sit here comfortably and enjoy myself. Lose weight. That's what she's thinking.
Look at
I
Bree.
want you to live longer.
Okay. So
And maybe not break a sweat walking to your car.
Oh, it's been so cold out. How does that happen?
How are you
It's
guys
been
going to
so
survive
cold.
in the summer?
oh boy, that's what we're trying to start
I
this
need,
competition.
That's why
We
I'm
don't
trying to
know
sell
we
now
are,
because we
right?
need a high AC bill.
I need to mention this when discussing, just life recently in a phone conversation with a friend of mine.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, quick note, Gardner, if you text him, immediate call. Hey,
Yep.
not a texter.
No, I call people.
I call people.
I go for interaction.
You do.
Yes.
I'm not a heathen. So, Ben Fredrickson of the Post-Dispatch
Yes.
had said to me, this was
Our
after...
guest next week, I believe.
Yeah, we're trying to work that out right now. This was after your Planet Wall video,
Okay.
the ones we had created the week leading up to the show launch.
Right.
Oh, his arms looked great in that.
Yeah, that's what Travis said. Ben Fred didn't say that. Because he said to me, he's like, man, what the hell happened to Travis in a year? He's got a little weight on him now. He's like,
But he was really earnest.
but Ben Fred did say, he's like, that I'm kind of like that right now too. It's in the shoulders though. If you just carry it well in your shoulders,
true.
you'll be okay. But he's like,
sound
yeah, he's got a
scientific
little,
advice.
Very
he's
true.
pokeable or something.
But we did have comments on our commercial, specifically the one of me in the shower. There was one particular fan of our show that absolutely enjoyed it. If you can just go to camera 3 really quickly, Gardner.
He's going to talk about your mom.
JPD, hello. How you doing? It's good to see you. Good morning. I hope everything's going well. I appreciate the amazing compliment on my pythons. That was for you, baby girl. Take care of yourself. I'll see you soon.
Listen, if my mother comments one more time ever again, all comments are banned.
Can she talk to me?
If there is a male in the photo has watched this show, listened to this show, heard of this show, has anything to do with this show, if there is any comment made, comments for all will be disabled.
Be disabled.
We will no longer interact.
What did Mama Denman specifically say?
I'll source the comment. Give me a second. If you guys, maybe Bree could read some of the
yeah, I
comments
was
from the
gonna
live
say.
stream, and then I'll find this real quick.
So we've got his arms look like trees.
Thank you.
Because
Wait,
they're
I don't know
brown.
if that's a good
I
thing,
think
right?
they're
Like,
like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
they resemble bark.
And
Wait,
then
what?
That could be racist as hell. I'm just looking out for you.
That's a good point.
Winter weight, he's a bear.
That is true. What?
It doesn't
That's
say
a
who that's
thing.
directed to, but
But that's what I love about black mothers. They will come up with endearing terms.
Oh, it's my little tree arm.
There it is. Like,
Is that good?
Look at my little cupcake. Look at him. Get your dance on, cupcake. Get your dance on.
Okay, you
and
ready?
then
All right, what did Mama
hashtag
do?
make a sandwich.
I hate all of you. I do.
Here we go. Wow, period. Those arms. Thumbs up.
Oh, there's an emoji
There's an
involved.
emoji in that
I didn't
piece.
know that.
That'll get you banned.
She's really gonna like what we're shooting later in the studio then.
Oh boy.
What's happening here?
Me and
We're-
Beth
they
may
came up-
have had an idea
Beth Hoops of Red Saw
Yep.
publicity.
to promote our Mardi Gras stuff that we have going on.
Yes.
It's happening.
I will say
you were there
this.
for part of that conversation. I don't want to ruin it.
Again,
And
I'm
Travis
citing
is the
CTE
star.
because a lot of stuff's being talked about right in front of me, and I'm like, when did this happen? This is happening around the office.
Yesterday.
You know what I do know about, though, guys?
What is that, Chris?
I know that this Sunday, after the dog parade, that's right, the Purina Pet Parade in Soulard, we will be hanging out where? 1860s Saloon. Wonderful food, drinks, all this good stuff happening at 1860s in the parking lot just south, if you guys are familiar with directions. Giant parking lot. We'll have a big tent there. Very excited about this. Travis, you and I will be hosting.
Yes.
It's called the Poskers.
Hosted by Wolfie Goldberg.
And Brad Pitbull.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in. Is your pet the best dressed, most talented? After the Mardi Gras Pet Parade on Sunday, February 24th, come by 1860s tent. That's at 9th and Geyer for the inaugural Poskers Party before the Human Academy Awards that same night, where Black Panther will be defeated. Entrance to 1860s Poskers, hosted by We Are Live. That's us. It's free and will include music by the Ross Bell Band, games, giveaways, and some friendly competition. Food and drinks available, again, for purchase from 1860 Saloon. Here's a quick rundown of the schedule. 1 p.m. is the Pet Parade. We're going to get things started about 2 p.m. 9th and Geyer. Don't forget it. Come out, have some fun. Our boy Tommy Bannister from Circa Properties will be there. Best Dressed will be awarded. We'll have Dogs on Film trivia, thanks to our friend Dr. Ed at Hillside Animal Hospital. And we'll even give away a Best Actor and do some Pet Talent Show awards. It's going to be a loose, fun time looking into some sashes for the winners.
Oh,
and,
adorable.
Friday, keep an eye out for a very special promotional event that I'll be participating in. Big thanks to Gateway Pet Guardians and all of our other partners for this event. Anheuser-Busch, are you there? You ever heard of them?
I am familiar with their products.
Very excited about that. And great work on the graphic, Gardner, for you
Yes,
video
sure. We've got
streamers
people
and everything.
complimenting him today.
Oh, they do. Can I get some of those compliments?
Yeah,
I
it
like
says-
hearing when Gardner does
Yeah,
well.
it says-
He's very dog-like himself.
Gardner killing it today on the stream deck.
That is an astute watcher,
Yeah.
listener.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we going to
Well-
grade me from now on?
I mean, I guess.
Yes, yeah, I will
Actually,
hand that
you
out.
guys missed the ticker that I had going just a second ago.
You had
Oh,
a
what was
ticker
it?
up?
Yeah.
Oh,
Give-
God.
You got yelled at
give
for
me
Gardner,
just a
Gardner.
second.
No, we see new things on
We're
the
like,
show. We're like,
okay.
focus, you idiots.
Listen,
Focus.
Gardner, tick, okay?
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh, look, Travis.
There's a ticker.
You're kidding me. For all you just listening later on, we have a ticker at the bottom of the video stream. It says, Travis Terrell, JPD, thanks for the comment on my pythons.
Ooh.
This is
outstanding.
this
We've
is
also
where
got
we're at.
People offering to throw beads at you.
Why?
And somebody specifically wants to know, will Travis be showing his moves for beeps or for beads?
For Beebs
For
also.
Well, probably, yeah.
Yeah, I literally show a little skin in one commercial. Now everybody just wants me to take my clothes off of every chance I get. I get it.
Live your best life.
And then I am. And I understand. I understand now. I understand the things like what Rihanna goes through when she's like going to an event. Because
All right, are we going to do this
Not-
Trav
yeah,
you? I can't
no,
deal
right.
with this
Let's
attitude of
not.
his.
Okay.
Guys, we
Well, I wanted to give props to someone first before
Oh.
we
a props segment. Go
yeah,
ahead.
kind of move into that. Real quick. Derek Dockett.
Yes.
Oh my, the D Bear. Mm-hmm. Not the defensive tackle for the Arizona Cardinals
No,
for so
that's
many
not
years.
him.
That'll
that's
happen
the-
from time to
It
time.
happens from time to
I do
time.
like their Twitter interactions.
Yes.
By the way.
It's quite enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I guess, listening to the
Yes.
show yesterday. And,
Listening.
There we is.
yeah, I like that. And grabbed some GIFs.
Would you say he punished us for our great tech electronics installed 4K capable.
Well, we've been
Cameras.
warned now. We now know what can happen.
We've been put on alert
Yes.
because of our capabilities.
So he created some GIFs from yesterday's show.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get some of those out there. So if you just give me just a moment here.
By the way, that's been my dream.
It's a gift, right?
Well, apparently Gardner interviewed the guy that created.
I didn't
GIFs,
interview him.
and he said it's called GIFs, not GIFs. But because he's an idiot and we're smarter,
Thank you.
it's GIFs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Sure, the guy who invented it calls it GIFs, but what does he know? So it's GIFs.
oh,
There's look at that.
Could you have you?
Chris
could you have
Denman. What was that? What do you call your GIF?
My GIF is just had a ham sandwich with extra mayonnaise, and the server offered me free slice of apple pie for being a loyal customer on my lunch breaks leaving the office.
I like it.
Would you say that?
And then look at that
Oh,
lovely.
sounds good, Shirley.
It sure does. See,
Say it as I do it. Yeah. You get it.
Oh, hey now, Shirley. It's very good.
Travis?
That I got my first gift.
Now, there is
yesterday.
jealousy in the room, by the way, because the way the cameras are set up, there is no focus shot of Bree, which
Called
I have a
facts, not
feeling.
jealousy.
I have a
Not
feeling
jealousy.
that the finance department's going to get a request, and there will be another camera. I'll say at the latest Monday in here.
That sounds about
That's
right.
a dead
They're just
on.
gonna
That
make
will
Travis sit
happen.
over here.
Yeah, exactly. There's just a slow push to make this a solo show with Bree. I get it. I totally get it. I agree with it.
Smart
actually,
play. That'd
yeah,
be a good.
I'll
that'd
be
be the
honest.
smartest play.
Seeing me twitching all over these videos is not appealing.
No, Travis had one as well.
Travis did.
I did have a GIF, and mine's is, was that me outside your window last night? Maybe. Wink. That's what mine says.
That's fun.
I want
that
people
is
to
fun.
start.
If you're downloading
Adding
this, you can go
tags to
at DDocket on Twitter, and you can check those out as well.
And
So
he's
big
been a
thanks to
fine
Derek
supporter
Docket.
and listener for a long
He
time of
also-
our show.
He made the
so
St.
it's
Louis
great.
Live logo
He
when we did the radio show.
And he,
St. Louis
he,
Live.
he was incredibly kind of him to create that GIF. That was pretty
Kind.
cool.
It was invasive.
Yeah, he also created one for
Rude.
me.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
you
got one for Gardner.
Oh, this is the one
Gardner's
Tom
makes
Duff
me
had the great
so
dog.
Okay,
happy.
this is interesting. Yeah, Gardner's is Gardner is scared raccoon caught in the trash can at 2 a.m.
I think it was a possum.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah,
But
light
it's
pops
so-
on your porch. Possum sees you.
I think I was doing Ghost Hunters at that point. That was my Ghost Hunters. I saw a ghost.
I
What the
can't
hell
wait till
was
that's
that?
meme. It's like when a black guy walks into your golf club.
I know. I want people to start submitting their suggestions.
This one we call St. Louis Country Club.
Yes, that's what it would be called. Gardner is
We
legitimately
call
startled.
Black man walks into St. Louis Country Club.
That's what it's called. That's the look. Like, ooh, oh God, no.
Do you guys know where Travis could walk into and he would never get a look like that?
What could that be?
Gateway powder coating. Nice. Pick from thousands of colors. You can do large items in their curing oven. Industrial production runs large, heavy-sized parts welcome at Gateway Powder Coating. They will powder coat any kind of metal for you.
He's trying
Wrong
to get
kind
him
of metal?
out his mouth.
No. Oh,
Gardner,
no.
let's give him some
Okay.
real music.
Gateway Powder Coating, you can visit them online at their website or stop by at 1500 Progress West Lane in O'Fallon. It's gatewaypowdercoat.com for all capabilities or visit in person. Go see Mark. He's the owner-operator there. Fantastic guy, fantastic supporter of the show. And look at that badass logo of theirs. And also, big breaking news. You ready for can I get a Modest Mouth, can I get a breaking news sound? Gateway Powder Coating crafting a custom, large, I'm going to say metal powder coated wall logo for the
dear.
Amazing.
studios.
Oh, dear.
I'm really
Huge
excited
thanks to
about
Mark
that.
and everybody at Gateway and Skylar too. The cutest button, that kid.
Oh, nice.
We have a Travu to get to. Do we want to get to this segment? That's look at Gardner. He's ready. He didn't throw anything.
I'm going to start calling him Trash Panda Gardner because that's the suggestion. From
I like that.
From the Facebook.
From Facebook. Any other comments we need to get to before we do a Travu?
No, everybody's just loving the gifts for sure, and they've all got. I'm not used to being on just the podcast and not the radio, so some of these make me uncomfortable to read.
Not, thank you, Bray. Finally. Oh, Chris, we got to get to the Texas. We got to make sure we hear all these comments.
Right,
Now you
so,
understand my problem.
Like Chris's gift is titled Gardner's, offered to buy alcohol for high school girls. They said Chris, so maybe it's you.
Yeah, that's true. I'd be
Depending
like,
who it is, yeah.
I got the Angry Orchard passion fruit flavor you're looking for. You're talking Facebook over there, Bree.
Yeah.
I've got a text line, and they said the design is shocking and awesome from Hard G in referring to the Chegsit T-shirt.
Nice.
Who said the high school thing? Who was doing it? Which GIF?
Chris's, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris Denman.
Chris offers
That's
to buy
me.
alcohol for high
It
school.
reminded me of when I would go buy Bud Light and Boone's Farm for my brother and his girlfriend
Nice.
when they were underage,
Nice.
and I would just ask for a pack of smokes in exchange for it.
That's
So
a good
that's where you
tax.
made me.
That
What
is
was
actually
what
a
was
good
you guys' move? I was scared to death. I didn't really drink in high school, and then I'm trying to think. The first time I was underage to do something, it was definitely the 24-year-old who kind of hung out in the gravel parking lot where we would all meet up. Definitely got like a 6-pack of Smirnoff or something from that person. Did you ever pull that? Did you do a hey mister or anything?
No, I
I would have been scared to death to
yeah.
ask someone to buy me
We
alcohol.
always just had people that had older siblings.
full
that
disclosure.
they were doing.
Right.
They were probably doing.
Did you have any friends that had a weird uncle that did stuff like that?
Not that I'm
Or
aware
family
of. But we
member?
did have a kid in our class that looked older, and he would just take his brother's ID and go get it, and they wouldn't even.
Yeah,
ID
those
him.
were
It
the
was
days where they didn't
weird.
really do much
like
detective work
right.
on the
Even
IDs.
when they would ID him, he passed.
There was a sweet spot, and I won't give up the gentleman's name, but he had an older brother that was much older than him, like 8 years, like not 3 years, like
Right.
8 years older. But they both had the same hair color and size-ish, and it was the sweet spot where if you were savvy enough, you could do some MS Paint work and then print it. You could do a scan and print, and it was before printing technology had really caught on really
Okay.
well. That served him pretty well, and then by default, us getting the trickle down of that. Reagan was right.
Better yet, just live in the city and go to any city liquor store, and
they
they
don't
don't
give a
give one
damn.
rat's ass.
Yeah.
No, so
Do you think you have an advantage being a black gentleman?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Being able to have access to alcohol at an early age absolutely gave my community an advantage.
A couple more texts real quick before we throw to the Travu. My grandparents are from East St. Louis, then to the Ferg floor area. They would have been total MAGA supporters, so being from there doesn't discount it automatically. He called you Mag Gardner.
Magardner.
Mag Gardner.
Ooh, I
And
like
you
that.
know
Now
who
that's a shirt.
It's our friend, the Triangle Assassin.
The
Love
Magardner.
him. Love him. You want to do some Travu action? Guys, we send Travis around to review different things. He rates it on a scale of 1 to 5 booties.
Mm-hmm.
We've had such hits as, refresh my memory.
We had Fruit Loop donuts.
Who could forget?
And I'm sure there we had. We had some. There was a lot of food for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had the crispy crunchy chicken.
We had the crispy
Gas station
gas
chicken.
station chicken.
Pumpkin spice latte.
We
Yes.
did have pumpkin
That was
spice
one of the
latte.
big ones.
Surprisingly delicious.
All the sugar.
So we do what we can. We find a thing that's the hottest trend in America, and we go and Travu. And this time we Travued the Fire Festival documentaries.
It sucks.
That's it.
Two months in the working.
I know it's not apparent, but Gardner has spent Gardner is literally proof that an old dog can be taught new tricks. Gardner has played 5 different roles in the last 2 months, worked tirelessly with Travis, with Beebs, with everybody. And so if we're lacking a little in the production inventory department,
Hey, man.
there will be more. There will be more.
I'm sorry, I
I
didn't-
just slowly add on. I'm over here begging for dancing graphics on the screen. Gardner's dealing with a
Gardner,
lot,
I'm
guys.
sorry, I didn't hear it in my earphones. Can we play that one more time?
What the hell are you talking about, man?
All right, I'll throw it to you. All right,
Hold
guys,
on,
it's
hold
time.
on.
Oh, yeah, see it? He's like,
We've completely just
All
shut
right,
down
are you
the-
ready?
Real
Are you
quick,
ready?
well, hang on, let me throw to it. Guys, it's time for the number 1 review segment in all the land. Chris Gardner, hit it.
It sucks.
That costs us $8,000.
If you knew how much time that took. And then also, I'm trying to think, it's like when you're jogging and you're talking to your friend, and then a tree just jumps right out of your face.
Very well.
So what are we Trevuing?
Today we are viewing the Fire Festival documentaries. And for those who are not familiar or have been living under a rock for the past couple of months, the Fire Festival was a festival designed by a bunch of rich, elitist white people who wanted to basically fleece other rich white people.
Excuse me.
And-
Who was the like half of the?
Right.
so
Who was
Yeah,
the
I was
who was
like,
the star power behind
so
it?
there are in the scene. Okay, part of the Fire Festival, they kidnapped famous rapper Ja Rule, who was held against his will and forced
That's
to be.
not-
No, that's not
That's
even the
not
case. at
even
all.
close.
So actually what it started out as is an app that's basically going to be Uber for concert promoters, where you can actually go directly to the talent and book the talent. So they were creating this app that was
Smart.
very smart, very cool. A lot of people were behind it. And in order to promote the app, they decided to come up with this music festival. But they went from, hey, let's hold something in New York, invite some influencers. They decide to go to the Bahamas, purchase Pablo Escobar's island, and invite a bunch of, I guess, A-list Instagram models. They promote. They create this-
Fantastic idea. By
It was
the
a
way.
Right.
brilliant
and some
idea.
of them were legit models.
They
too,
were all
like,
Bella Hadid,
yeah.
who was
Kylie Jenner like caused most of this problem.
Right.
Right. So you had these big time IG models go down to the Bahamas. They film this amazing commercial. It goes viral. People get incredibly excited, but many mistakes were made, like telling the world that you purchased Pablo Escobar's island, which backfires. They're forced to then go and find another island for the event. At the same time, they're selling tickets. They're selling VIP prices for these premium suites.
Outrageous prices.
Outrageous prices.
Reminds
And-
me of the pomp and circumstance of Thursdays at Southtown Pub, 8 o'clock. We do comedy each and every
so
week.
Good. He's so damn good. But we
How
actually
good?
have
How
talent
good?
that
How good?
really damn good. Yes. but this, unlike what we do at Southtown, our talent actually shows up.
Man, I had Blink 182 booked. They bailed.
So basically, it goes to the ordeal. of
Once they
them-
were gone, I was out.
that was it. That was the deal breaker for a lot of influencers. But what happened is, of course, is they're trying to create this festival. By the way, no one has any experience at putting on any festival. No one had any experience at booking talent. But they're still, as Bree mentioned, selling these high-end tickets and suites that don't exist.
Price is so low they could be murder.
They were selling the suites, and there were drawings of them.
Yes. They were just...
And people were buying.
Oh,
you know,
they're cool.
renderings who
They're
in this
cool.
town we would
we're
love.
big renderings
Big
fans.
rendering
Yeah.
people. But it did not exist. And so they're still trying to piece this event together while saying, yeah, purchase your tickets, fly on down. And it was a complete mess, to say the least. I don't want to give too many of the details away because you should absolutely check them both out. Now, the first one on Hulu, that is the one that actually was put together by involved the Fuck Jerry team promotions.
Which they have a whole list of problems.
Which
of their
is
own.
another
Yeah,
story
I
in
was like,
itself.
what?
That's
Whenever I
exploded.
saw they were involved with that, I was like, what a great pairing. And it was funny because this actually, sorry to hijack your tragedy
No, please.
with a Din View, my rival segment coming next week. But how appropriate, and it actually hurt them for a week. They're fine now, I'm sure. But they have this giant social media following, and they're like kind of the worst of the worst
Yes.
when it comes to hijacking, not crediting, and then gaining, and then doing it very well. And it's I blame the folks following them more than they suck. But all comedians hate Fuck Jerry.
Yes, because
right?
they're known for stealing
Just
content.
straight up, and then not,
Straight up
not
stealing, not
tagging,
crediting,
not
not
tagging.
tagging
But again,
them.
credit to the Weasel for figuring out the Weasel game. I'll say
Absolutely.
that. But doesn't mean I have to like him.
I mean-
Right, the internet's the Wild West, and so those guys took advantage of that, and a lot
Now,
of
that's the Netflix one?
that is the Hulu
Hulu
one.
one.
They were
I
involved.
liked the Hulu one.
And they ended up Hulu also paid a couple of the participants in the festival, those
That's
who were
why I
involved
thought
in
the
organizing.
Netflix one was the Fuck Jerry people.
No, Fuck Jerry was the Hulu one, and it.
It'd be funny if he's wrong.
I
I
think
could
he's
be wrong.
wrong.
I could be wrong.
Get us
Either
get some
way.
research on it.
Okay.
Well, I don't. What's research?
Well, he's
That's a
gonna Google.
thing. That's a.
Do you have any sources to confirm any of this?
I have none whatsoever.
Okay.
Nevertheless, the Hulu documentary was very insightful because you actually had the chance to sit down with the guy, the creator. I forget his name because he's a tool. I didn't care to remember his name. What was his name?
Billy McFarland.
Billy McFarland.
Kind of looks like Seth MacFarlane, though, right?
I don't think so.
He could pass as Seth
No,
MacFarlane.
he can't because he's a white male with brown hair. You racist as hell.
The
dog.
nose is very. I'll pull it
Excuse
up
me,
now.
the nose?
I'll pull it up now.
Son of a. So Billy McFarland, he's the guy at the center of all of this. And in the Hulu doc, they actually do face-to-face interviews with him, and he comes off as, oh yeah, you're absolutely the kind of douche who would screw over people. The thing is, though, and the Hulu documentary kind of captured this, you don't necessarily feel sorry for the participants. For example, the influencers or the people who flew over for the event. Now, the people you did feel horrible for were the Islanders, the people.
yeah.
Hey, maybe
were-
you.
Typical colonizer. Typical colonizer.
No, that
But-
one broke my heart. That
yeah,
was
so the
worst part.
Islanders, the woman who had the restaurant, who basically had to come out of her own pocket to pay her employees, and she, a lot of those people, they had to go back and face the community. When Fire Festival got up and left and it was a complete failure, those Islanders had to face the community because they had made promises based on the fact that they were given promises.
Right.
And so that was the heartbreaking aspect of it. But watching Billy McFarland in the Hulu documentary, he has a punchable face, and he's got the kind of personality where you can see how he was able to bamboozle so many people into thinking
Ja
that this
Rule
was
gonna get
actually
any of
gonna
your
happen.
heat?
Now, as for Ja
Right.
Rule, first off, here's why Ja Rule's an asshole, but for different reasons. Ja Rule went to jail for tax evasion. So the fact that you decided to team up with a guy that went to prison for tax evasion probably wasn't the
You tell me
wisest move.
Wesley Snipes walks into the studio tomorrow.
oh boy.
Mr. Terrell, I'd like to invest as a partner in black content
No,
with you. Travis, yes or no, will you take this $1 million loan?
Yes, Blade. I will absolutely take it, Blade.
So Travis is exposed. Didn't take much.
So Ja Rule is just, he comes up, like, I think the best comment I saw online about Ja Rule is, this is why 50 Cent bullies you. Because he just does things that you're just like, oh, you're a
You're a terrible
human
being.
being.
Right.
You're
wanna
absolutely
hear?
stupid.
You want to hear from Ja Rule?
Yes, what was Ja Rule's quote?
This is from the Netflix one. You
Right.
might- and by the way,
Gonna be a party.
Was that right about the...
I couldn't figure it out.
Okay, all
I
right.
gave up.
Okay. See, research is hard.
This is Ja Rule, a clip featuring Ja Rule from the Netflix one.
There's a lot of smart people on this fucking phone call, man. Let's think of how to dig ourselves out of this shit, man. We didn't kill anybody. Nobody got hurt. We made a mistake. We'll get past it.
I mean, granted, nobody died, but we did flat out lie to the public about what we were giving them. I mean, that's fraud. Like, and that's not okay, like, as a company operates.
That's not fraud. That's not fraud. That is, I would call that false advertising.
Jesus Christ.
Good Lord. I forgot about that.
What would I
part.
be without my baby?
It just.
It was
Breaking
bad.
news from a quick Google search from Vulture. Fuck Jerry reportedly had final cut on Netflix's Fire Festival
Got me
documentary.
there, Gardner.
I was going to say, Hulu felt more newsy, like a little more pointed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that clip that Gardner just played,
Check out the Den View next week.
Jesus. But in that particular clip that Gardner played, that was the ultimate, oh my God, no one in the room knew what the hell they were doing at all. Like to hear Ja Rule, like you can hear him thinking, you hear the wheels spinning in his
Right.
head. He go, I wouldn't call it fraud. I would call it false advertising. The fact that he didn't have a prepared reason or to
Right.
say that he was, wait, you should
Well,
have
I
had that.
also like that murder was his line.
Yes.
We didn't kill nobody.
No one died.
But it's like, no, but the,
Yeah, but
the
people are out of hundreds and thousands
Right.
and
say
thousands
in a
of
country
dollars.
where $5 means a lot more
Exactly.
than $5 here.
For-
Exactly.
So,
For as bad as it was, it could have been way worse. And I get like,
Right.
people lose it over that.
Right.
People don't get what they want for 2 days. They'll start going crazy.
Absolutely.
Like that could have been really
like all it
bad.
would take is somebody having a medical condition and not being able to get access to something, and then having
Yes.
like a
Did
seizure
you?
stroking out or something.
Did either of you get the feeling that it was, despite all the problems, not that far off from going off? It felt like they
It
damn
felt-
near pulled something off.
I think and we discussed this after watching it because we had we were fortunate to be able to watch it with someone like a Beth Hoops who've put on these type
You
of.
were. I wasn't invited.
Yeah, sorry.
Good point. Neither was I.
Okay.
We had the opportunity to watch it with someone that has experience in putting on these type
Right.
of big events.
Yeah.
And we concluded that if they had actually given themselves an additional 4 to 6 months to prep, they
It would've
actually
happened.
probably could have put
Right,
it. Not
but-
now, it may not have been as extravagant,
Yeah.
but if they actually had given themselves another 2 to 3 months, it may have actually worked. Under the time constraint that they created for themselves, mind
Right.
you, because they were again trying to launch this app, it really killed them. And you can talk to anybody. Look, here in St. Louis, we have our own experience with music festivals. You will know that it takes easily up to 12 months to put together a doable 2-day festival.
In a different country.
And this is right. You're talking about a different country, and you're talking about transporting people and getting equipment, and it was just a complete mess. I did enjoy both of the documentaries. They were both very insightful. If you have, like I said, if you've ever planned anything big in your entire life, you'll get anxiety like in the first 10 minutes
yeah.
because you realize, I think Beth pointed out, why isn't anyone talking about insurance? Like
Yeah.
at no point as they were preparing for all of this, no one brings up insurance for anything.
Right.
And like you can see the angst on the publicist's face as this is happening. She's like, there's no insurance. How did you get this? You can't do this without insurance. So it was incredibly insightful. I give the Hulu documentary.
Well, let's not go there yet.
Okay, all right.
We'll get there in a
Okay,
second.
sorry, got excited.
I had a
Right.
couple things here. The one thing I didn't get, and I've only seen the Netflix one,
Right.
was after McFarlane was charged, had been bailed out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
The charges had come. Mm-hmm. You see that he's trying to run the same scam again,
Mm-hmm.
but smartly enough, using a different face, a different voice while doing this.
Right.
But he's recording the whole thing. I just didn't. I'm like, okay, yeah. I understand you're trying to run this scam again, and it might work. Except you're providing the evidence to
Right.
anyone that wants it of what you're doing. Like,
Yes.
that's
Very confusing. I almost thought it was a flashback.
I
Like,
can,
Yeah, it did feel
I
like
can
that, right?
understand.
I was about to say,
Oh, no,
you
you
wouldn't
that's
be-
the origin story.
No, you're about to go to.
Right.
Oh.
Exactly.
I can understand someone trying to run their scam again. I mean, it's not what I would do, but I understand someone trying that. I don't understand paying someone to record you doing so.
Right.
Why would you? Did mobsters back in the 80s and 90s say, yeah, let's record all our phone conversations?
Especially when
let's
you're-
do that for the
Right.
government.
Right.
So they have the evidence to
Right.
charge me.
Right.
No one would do that.
But that just speaks to the douchey
The
toolness
narcissism.
and the narcissism.
He didn't
exactly.
think he was going to get caught. He didn't think anything was going to happen to him the whole time. I don't think.
You're right.
Getting away with
It's almost like he had
it,
some type
like-
of privilege. Some type of privilege. he
Yeah,
had.
hanging out with
Right.
black
Right.
hip hop
And,
stars.
About if I can
some
Hanging out with hip hop
toxicity.
stars.
Angie
Yeah.
had a
Now-
history of being able to get away with anything he wants. I wish I could just nail down that term.
It's funny when you're going to say this, and the black dude who was part of it isn't going to prison.
There's a, yeah.
He did
how
his
about
time,
that?
man. He did his time.
Good call, Chris. I applaud that one.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah, how's Black Twitter treating him? Huh?
Well,
they're
man,
focused on Jesse right now.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We will.
But also, in the Netflix one, there's kind of a famous scene now, is there not?
Yes, it is.
Because it's become a meme or it has
You know what?
become like if you just put a certain person's picture up when someone's asking, what are
That's
you
it.
willing to do?
Ultimate team player.
Now, if you could briefly describe what that scene
No.
is.
Without
Travis.
words, using your microphone, show me what that scene is.
Actually,
Hey.
Yeah, look, maybe I should do it because
Oh, you
where
are.
my mic
yeah.
is positioned.
Look at
Oh,
where
there
he-
we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Travis.
sure. Act it out.
Yep, act like you got a bunch of water he needs.
No, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. But
I do love that Gardner's mic looks like it's coming out of Travis's pants.
damn it!
I got Gardner.
Stop it.
Are you willing to be a hoe for H2O?
Here's what I would tell you,
Okay.
and I don't have to say anything. Actually, I just disappear. I'm gone. That's how it works, Travis. No, but we actually have a clip of you watching that.
There is an important scene in the Netflix documentary. I did watch it, and Gardner basically filmed my reaction.
He called and said, Andy, we Oh my gosh, I've been taking something for the team every day. He said, well, you're our wonderful gay leader, and we need you to go down. Will you suck to fix this water problem? And I said, Billy, what? I said, Andy, if you will go down and suck Cunningham's who's the head of the and get him to clear all of the containers with water, you will save this festival.
He's
And I
sucking
literally
dick for water.
showered.
Hey!
I drank some mouthwash.
Hey!
And I got into my car to drive across the
Hey, man,
to take one for the team.
Hey, he's sucking dick.
Got to his
Are
office.
they sucking dick for water? Oh, hell. Hey, man, they sucking dick for water.
I will release all the water.
Yeah, they sucking all dick
But I
for the water.
people be paid.
Do we
Why do I
question?
hang out with
Question.
you?
Do we need to see what the guy looked like before we judge this man?
No, poor Andy King
Yes.
has been. His picture has been. I mean,
He's
look,
a legend.
He is a legend.
He should be held up high.
Look, and he's apparently now getting more job offers because of his success, if you will, from the
Right.
documentary. But
Notoriety.
by the way, when we were filming that, there were actually clients that were walking into the office as I was shouting, "They are sucking dick for water." So, whoops.
I just
We now have a sign on the door for future times that we're filming inside the studio, just to let people know.
Now we know.
Like you-
So
But Andy King said that he was willing to gobble for some water. And Chris is right. I think that does make him the ultimate. Which one of us here at Midcoast Media is doing what we have to do? If we're in a similar predicament, is there any? Can I just say it out loud? John Beebe would do it. I'm almost certain John.
first
Beebe
of
would
all,
do
let's check the text line and see what they think.
it. Okay, let's see. Who
Do you
would
want to
be-
see that?
what do we got?
Do you want to set that up?
All right, who do we
So
got?
if you want to be a texter, if you want to be part of the fun, I told you a little bit earlier, but I'll remind you, 314-669, nice, 1431 is how you text in to be part of that. We had a text earlier, can't wait for the Travu of the relaunch of the show, formerly known as The Wind Down, now known as Impolite Coffee Break.
There it is.
Coming
I
soon.
knew it was coming.
It's from Yale Hollander.
So you see, hey, prices go up now.
Yeah.
we got video capability. So every time you get a little shout out on the show, yeah, you're gonna have to pay
Travis-
for that, son.
Travis has sucked peen for a lot less important stuff than water. It's from the text line.
Why did you read that one?
Well-
how was that insightful to the conversation we're trying to have?
It was. So how many booties do these documentaries
All right,
get?
so hold on.
Gardner's not ready for that part.
Hold on.
People
Oh,
are
it's,
saying this is the best video clip.
He
I've watched
kept
in a
his
long
camera
time.
on. What's happening? Did you just acquire us a bunch of water?
Oh no, I was under the desk.
oh boy.
Yeah, he was.
I enjoyed both documentaries. The Hulu documentary was solid, but because I had Billy McFarland, who I didn't care for his gross face, I give it 4 booties.
Respect that ass.
There it is. Now,
4
for the-
booties.
For the Netflix, I thought it was incredibly solid. I enjoyed it a lot. I give it 5 booties.
Wow.
That ass.
So I respect
So
that.
you're a
asses.
company man for F. Jerry.
Are they hiring?
And we failed to mention, if you give it 3.5 booties or more, that is when you respect that ass.
I do.
Right.
I respect that ass, and I respected these documentaries, his asses.
Thanks for
Nice job.
playing
Nice.
along at home. Bree, do we have any Facebook comments we need to check in on?
People are really loving that video clip of you watching.
Yeah,
so there's
we'll post that later also on Friends of
There
Wall,
is
so
a
make sure you
technical
check that out.
question that I'm
Okay.
going to ask. Somebody wants to know if there's a way to background stream this.
Gardner.
I don't know what that means.
I'm going to
so-
look into the camera for this one so I can explain
Nice,
this
here we go. Get him, Gardner.
or not explain this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bree, write
I'll
that
try
question
and
down.
figure that out as we go along
Noted.
here.
I see you.
It is
We'll
actually
figure it
awesome.
out.
I got some good
Yeah.
feedback yesterday in the Friends of Wall private Facebook group.
Uh-oh.
We're looking into a different live stream. That might be what they're talking about.
Oh, I see.
Because
I think I
people,
do know
they
what they're
like to be able
talking
to
about.
use their phone for other things
Yes.
while listening
Right.
and
Yes.
also enjoying live. So for the time being, if you're having trouble with that, go check out the iTunes, Spotify feed later on if you want to listen later, or just go back and watch this. And if you're listening at any time or watching on Facebook, share it. That helps us. We love the views going up, and we appreciate all the support. Guys?
Okay. Oh, so that was good. That was fun. That was a lot of, man, that was, dude, suck dick for water. God bless him. God bless him.
Quick reminder for Mardi Gras, we have tickets available, 1860saloon.com. Type in the promo code WAL, and you will receive a party pack from By Jack. The Poskers party's this Sunday, but the other one is we've got Mardi Gras tickets available for the 2nd, for the actual Mardi Gras day. We'll be manning the tent at 1860s. That includes food, booze, live music, us, some prize giveaways, and it's $85 for all that, for all day. So come
Nice.
party with us. DM us if you want a special discount too. So we'll get into that. Guys, that'll do it for the first segment. You want to take a quick break
Let's take a
here
quick
on
break there.
We Are Live?
Why
We'll
not?
do that. Big thanks to everybody for tuning in. It's been a fun show so far. Stick around because we have some exciting segments to get to. Our friend Beth from Red Saw Publicity is going to pop in for a new segment called Devil's Advocate, endorsed by a Supreme Court justice.
Oh, boy.
I'm excited about that. Get your fair or fouls in to WAL at weareliveradio.com. Topic today, social media influencers, and you could win a Chex-It t-shirt
I
from
liked beer. I still like beer.
Thank you, Brett.
By Jack. Have yourself a beer. We're going to take a couple-minute break. We'll be right back on We Are Live.
We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live.
Welcome back to We Are Live. Chris Denman live from the Mid-Coast Studio. We're debating on, do we say studios? We have one singular studio
They
at
don't
the
know
moment.
that, though.
Maybe we
They
got
do
7.
now.
Maybe you don't know what's behind this wall. Midcoast.media if you want to find out what we've been up to with our time off, how are you guys surviving on a 5-day-a-week podcast? Midcoast.media. You'll find out a lot of cool stuff going on, and a lot of cool stuff because of our great sponsors like Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. Travis, have you had their food?
Good. Or as I like to say when I bite into an item from Buzz's food truck, delicious.
They say aloha.
Oh, okay.
And it comes from the heart. You can find Buzz's Hawaiian Grill online. Their Facebook page has, look at that beautiful photo. They won our inaugural Food Truck Awareness Month championship. If you check it, what is so funny?
Because you said, look at the photo.
Just like dangling keys. And
Like you just put a laser on a wall and a kid just goes jumping towards
the
it.
graphics are the new sounds that distract.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate Buzz, and you can see Bree's mug on there as well, the great food. He won our first ever Food Truck Awareness Month, and we're proud to keep on working with Buzz and the team at Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. Check out the Facebook page for locations. Any day that it gets warm, they're going to basically sell out. So
Yeah.
if they're there, go check it out.
Absolutely.
Highly recommend.
So
Get
good.
there early for sure.
They
Yeah,
do. They
it's
have
so good.
such good food. The poke is unbelievable. If you're doing the keto stuff, if you're not doing that stuff, they have many options for both. Highly recommend the masubi as well. It's a good surfer treat, I'm told. So go check that out. That's Buzz's Hawaiian Grill, and look forward to more exciting content that we're working on. Buzz
And you know
with.
what Chris says about Buzz's Hawaiian Grill?
For you audio listeners, my GIF just popped up on the screen. Ah, goodness gracious. Couldn't do it without the sponsors. Also couldn't do it without great partners like Beth Hoops from Red Saw Publicity, who is
Hello.
also the CFO of Midcoast Media
Yes.
right now.
She's the best.
Beth joining us. How has startup life treated you these first few months? We haven't had any surprises or
There's a
potentially
learning-
catastrophic moments.
Learning curve on QuickBooks. I'm looking forward to my
Shout out to Chris
eventual
Sear.
QuickBooks graduation.
Coming soon.
From the Sear Academy of QuickBook Help.
Yeah,
Right.
comes
the Chris
soon
Sear
enough.
University.
Yeah, I'm definitely stretching my capabilities a little bit, but basically I trust myself to do it more than I trust you guys. So that's
Amen.
just kind of the world that I'm in.
Smart play.
Very
Very
smart.
smart
Very
play.
smart
So
play.
we've got a new segment that we're going to try out. What's it called, Travis?
It is called Devil's Advocate.
Laughing his sick ass off.
Thank you, Al
That's
Pacino. Beth,
That's
of course, comes from the world of PR, publicity, and you have put on multiple big events. You have worked with quite a few, I guess you can say, celebrities.
Why quotations?
Because
real celebrities.
Do I know any of these celebrities?
I would think so. Beth, can you brag on yourself for a minute?
Used to work for a big agency, as Travis was giving me shout outs earlier, talking about Fire Festival. I was PR person for Bud Light when they did their town takeovers of Whatever USA.
Who was the star of that one? Was there like a figurehead? That wasn't the Amy Schumer, Seth Rogen thing, was it?
I worked on that campaign too.
Oh.
That was more commercials, not an event. All their Super Bowl parties.
Yep.
And now I work primarily with some celebrities and comedians and Travis. That's my.
Who's a part of your big celebrity event in June that you've worked with for like 8 years?
Big Slick, which is a big charity event in Kansas City. BigSlickKC.org. Check it out. And that's hosted every year by Jason Sudeikis, Paul Rudd, David Koechner, Rob Riggle, and Eric Stonestreet.
Paul Rudd.
But that's nothing compared
Bree's
to
like,
working
can I
with
carry your
Travis
bag
every
around?
day."
Like, do you need an assistant that day?
I might.
So Beth's going to join us. Devil's Advocate is the game. Gardner, can I get a breakdown of what this game is and why it's on my rundown?
I will give you a suggestion for that. I'd ask Travis because this is his game.
Devil's Advocate. We every day.
It should be coherent and simple, right?
Absolutely. But we, of course, when we during St. Louis Live and the
Take a nap
initial,
during the 17-minute introduction and bloviation period. Sorry, go ahead.
Fact is that we read articles every day of people doing stupid shit, and we often ask ourselves, how in the hell do these people get into these situations, and who's responsible for getting them out? And it's generally a publicist or a PR person that has to come in and give them a script and help walk them through a press conference or their interaction with the media. That is going to be our job today. We will be the devil's advocate, where Chris will advocate on behalf of recently released Anthony Weiner. I have to be careful with everything in that title. Recently
Tony
released
Weens.
Tony Weiner.
Tony Weens.
And I have been asked to be the public relations coordinator for one Robert Kelly, a.k.a. R. Kelly.
This is going to go well.
So we will act as the media. Chris will be the representative of Anthony Weiner. We'll have questions for you, and Denman, it is up to you to provide adequate answers for Mr. Weiner and his representation. Are you capable of doing that?
I believe so.
Okay.
A.K.A. Carlos Danger.
Good Lord. All right, we're ready to start our press conference.
Is he the one that used Carlos Danger?
Yes.
So that's where the text came from? Texter came
believe
from?
so.
Okay, great.
Mr. Denman, Mr. Weiner has been released from jail. What are the first things he's going to do now that he's a free man?
Listen, Tony, as I call him. First off, we're going by Tony now. He has a lot of opportunities in the cased meats department.
Oh, boy.
He's been offered several branding opportunities. He's now stepping on board as the pitch man for Wisconsin's own Oscar Mayer.
Oh.
See how confidently I said they were from Wisconsin and none of you flinched? I don't know that they're from Wisconsin, but you believed it.
Does he plan on apologizing to his victims, the young girls he sent
Victims.
penis
Have you seen
pics to?
teenagers these days?
Oh, boy.
Are you kidding me? Check an Instagram feed.
Do you?
Go ahead.
Is he
Do your research.
Sir, is he apologetic?
research.
Is he apologetic at all for his behavior in the past?
He has served his time. He paid his debt to society. Do you appreciate law? Do you appreciate constitutional rights?
Sir, this is your press conference. I don't know why you're getting so defensive.
There's no defensive. I'm just articulating a point that we live in America, as Don King has told me on many times, many occasions. He's black. Don't forget that.
Yes, Don King is the one you should seek counsel from in any situation in life, really.
So Tony is a free man. He's paid his debt to society and looks forward to earning an honest living as a pitchman.
Is he going to use the alias now, Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago?
I've advised him.
Day off?
I've advised him to back off the sausages, just stick to what he knows, and that's wiener.
Bree, do you have any questions for Mr. Denman and
I'd
his
say
representation?
I just won the press
I think
conference.
he did really well.
How does Tony feel about being basically responsible for Trump?
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
I respect the office of the presidency. No further comment.
Will Mr. Weiner
See me?
pursue?
I cut you off.
Will Mr. Wiener pursue politics again?
He's got a couple of hits. There's a town in Alaska that's scouting him to be a city council member. I believe Red Oak, California, has put out a feeler to bring him up through their junior judiciary branch.
Okay.
It's interesting, huh? Yeah. There are people out there interested and extremely willing to work with Mr. Wiener.
Is he?
And they're all over age, might I add.
Is he willing to change his last name?
Tony Wiener?
Yeah. Considering that his
It's a
name is
branding thing.
synonymous
No.
with.
All press is good press in my world,
goodness.
my friend.
That's not true.
So, yeah.
Never true.
Okay. Well, agree to disagree. I get it. You consider yourself an expert. I am an expert.
Did he tell you about what he was doing while he was in prison? What kept him busy? What kept him
Tell you
motivated?
what, it was an adult prison, so I'll tell you what he wasn't doing. He wasn't dealing with minors.
Oh.
What do you think about that?
Flip
He's
that.
rehabilitated himself.
That was well played.
If there was one person underage in that prison, that's on the state.
Bet he was dealing with weeders, though.
No. Oh,
That is not a professional PR.
This is a professional PR person.
who let Huffington Post in here? Get out, Huffington Post.
So
What
I
the-
think we could all agree that Tony Wiener is he's a good person, a good man.
Okay. Any other questions from the media?
We don't have to agree on that.
I think it's all. I think it's very
I
clear.
don't agree to
My
that.
understanding of this and how it went is you all support my case.
I want to know if he got a nickname.
Did he have a nickname in
while
prison?
Oh, T. Weens. Yeah. What about it?
Oh boy.
That's like rap. You like rap, don't you?
Oh,
son?
hey, man. How you figure? Beth, what do you think of that performance? What do you think that?
Well, here's my question: am I judging Chris now, or are we gonna let you go?
Okay,
And
we
then
can- I can
tell
go
you
next.
that?
Okay.
I like
you
that.
gotta do both.
Well, this is a well-formulated
give you
segment,
a-
so
I
of
don't
course
wanna
we.
give you
Very
a-
well
okay.
put out.
Very well.
To
Okay.
improve yours. I just wait.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm ready for my close-up. I'm happy to take any questions in regards to my client, R. Kelly.
Holding that microphone awfully tight.
I'm just trying to have a professional
fisting it?
setting.
Got it.
This
If was that the first question?
Maybe.
I think he's alluding to something.
Thank you for your question, ma'am.
First question. Very curious about this. Does your client eat asparagus?
Mr. R. Kelly's eating habits are not what we're here to discuss today.
In a way, I think they most certainly are.
Thank you.
If there's a question, sir, please feel free to ask. Anyone else?
Is that it?
I read a report. I read a report that there was a distinct ammonia smell from the young man's bedroom.
Okay.
Then he was also seen eating asparagus 2 nights prior.
You know, Mr. R. Kelly isn't responsible for the cleaning habits in his house. Like most wealthy Americans, he brings in cleaners to take care of that. So I'm sorry that as a successful music artist that he can afford help. And yeah, he eats asparagus from time to time. It's very healthy and it's good for his living. Have you seen his skin lately? It's great. So sorry that a black man in America can eat a vegetable.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Terrell,
Yes.
Question. Is it fair to compare Robert Kelly to Roy Moore, former senatorial candidate
Okay.
in Alabama? Is it fair to make those comparisons with, them hanging out at malls and such?
Well, I don't know. Did Roy Moore come up with "I Believe I Can Fly"? I didn't think so. So
Who was that song about?
that song was about flying. People, look, there are people who used to have a fear of flying growing up. And now, look, we have a generation of people who take airplanes every day, all because of R. Kelly. So is it fair to compare a great
know
artist
about
who
that.
influenced generations to get in an airplane to a young man who, and Roy Moore, who picked up kids from their high school? I don't know. I don't know why we compare the two. It's
Well,
weird.
considering that it's at least alleged, and with a high degree of confidence, with evidence, that Mr. Robert Kelly married an underage girl.
Who's now deceased?
Look, the past is the past. I wasn't there when that happened. I don't
Take
know
points
how
off for that.
Ouch.
one could sit there
Ouch.
and, were you there? I don't know if anyone in this room was there. So how do you
respond to the-
Is this what we've come as a society where we just we just put it in front of something that's an opinion
Well,
and we just send it out? Yes,
This is
sir.
coming from someone who was in that room, who was there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Gardner was there.
look.
How do you respond to the quote from your client having said that, I believe it was Thomas Jefferson Middle School's girls be lit?
Look, they were very enthusiastic at that school. They were excited about education. That's what he was referring to, how lit they were about the educational system in Chicago.
You should have said they were drunk. He was referencing them being drunk.
I
That's what you should have said.
don't know. Mr. Kelly did not know the state of those girls. Maybe they had alcohol. He is no cop. He would not know. Are there any other questions?
Yeah, I have one for
Okay,
you.
yes, ma'am.
Sir, let's go back.
Okay,
Reference
sure.
The cleaning crew that you mentioned earlier. By cleaning crew, do you mean the underage women that weren't allowed to leave that establishment?
Fair question.
As far as I know,
The
that those
handful
women,
of girls that weren't allowed to leave the compound.
well, they weren't in shackles. They weren't locked away in a room
Stockholm
with
syndrome.
someone.
Look it up.
Follow up question.
Okay, well, hey, I'm no look.
What
I'm
did
no
they call him?
medical
What did they
expert.
refer to him as? Like, did they have a name or nom de plume
Yeah,
for
I
Mr.
don't-
Kelly?
yeah.
Daddy.
Right.
Oh, look.
Is that...
Like it's in our community, and when I say our community, black community,
Oh,
it's a
here it
term of
is.
affection.
There it is.
Because you guys don't take the time to understand the culture, you don't get a chance to just throw around what you don't understand.
Kidnapping?
So, kidnapping. I don't.
False
what-
imprisonment?
If there are charges to be filed, I'm sure the Chicago Police Department will step forward very soon and file said charges. But I have not seen any charges, and Mr. Kelly is not on trial here. So to see people continue to persecute him when he's not on trial, you say nothing.
They're developing
of these-
charges.
Well, look, sir.
Not only in Chicago, but elsewhere, I believe, as well.
Well,
correct.
I'm certain you guys have
Correct.
the same energy for the political corruption here in Chicago that has taken place for decades, that has hurt millions of African Americans in this community. And R. Kelly, you know what he's done? He's only sung to his fans. All he's done
That's
is
not
lift
it.
their spirits.
Yeah, he's done
All
that
he's
to his
done, he
fans.
said, "I believe I can touch the sky."
I was speaking of those lyrics, Mr. Terrell.
Sky was the young lady's name.
Do you personally?
Oh, boy.
Do you personally listen to an R. Kelly lyric now and hear it differently, interpret it differently than you have in the past?
That's the beauty about music. It's subjective. You hear one thing when you're younger, and then
Yes
as you
or
get
no will
older,
do,
you
sir.
hear
Yes
another.
or no will do.
But it's art. Art isn't about yes or no. Art is about what you feel.
Getting a little whimsical on me.
What it does. Does it excite you when you get up in the morning?
Feels
Does it make you
gross.
think about the loved one in your life? Does it make you think about that happy moment when you're eating ice cream in the park with your parents?
What if it makes you think about your loved one who is underage?
Well,
Follow up question. How do you
Yes.
explain your client knowing all the moves to Lemon Lime Be on Time, the jump rope game?
look, he was a child at some point. He had siblings. I would imagine they played that game while he was growing up. To answer your question, what's your name again, sir?
C.W. Gardner,
C.W. Gardner.
You didn't go with the alias?
First and foremost,
a.k.a. Cash Evans.
the question, shouldn't we be talking about ancient aliens? I think that's the biggest thing that's currently the biggest topic of our society. Why are we not talking about that?
Call it.
Want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Call it.
Yeah, that'll get his
So we throw to the judge now. This is devil's advocate. I argued for Tony Weiner, Anthony Weiner. Travis argued for Robert Kelly, a.k.a. R. Kelly.
Well, you both did pretty good. I have to.
Do we have, and we'll go to Bree to the Facebook comments to see if we have anything in there also. But what else?
Here's what struck me. Travis definitely embraced his inner Kellyanne Conway, but by not answering a single question.
I thought he showed off his Sharpton credit too, just
Teflon.
blaming Whitey. Yeah.
Whereas Chris, you were a little bit more Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Whereas you answered, but
We
it
weigh
was
the
just, like
same.
short, and then you would just stop talking.
I'm just going to stop talking to you. I'm just not going to say anything anymore.
So I gotta give it to Spin Master Kellyanne over here.
That's a surprise. I thought I took him to the woodshed. Wow. PR.
Because
professional.
not only did he not answer any question, he inspired me.
Oh
so
my
many
God.
topics on Black America.
Oh my God! I smell a liberal conspiracy. I smell a liberal conspiracy. Bree, do we have any comments that we need to check out?
Well, people thought Travis was losing. But he was losing this epic PR battle. And it says, ask Mr. Evans about Ryan Adams.
Oh, do you want to defend Ryan Adams?
No. If I have a choice, no.
And then hashtag the wiener is free.
The wiener is free. Boy, oh boy. By the way, it felt absolutely gross defending R. Kelly. I don't know
It
how
was
people
hard to
do
watch,
it. I don't know how
really.
people can do it in real life and be serious. Excuse me. It's just these.
A little choked up, are you?
It's when you hear people talk about R. Kelly with reverence, it's absolutely gross. And it's very sad to say the least.
You know, it's not sad. Our wonderful studio, Tech Electronics, huge shout out to them. They helped us put this together. They're a family-owned business right here in St. Louis. They're just down the street from Hillside Animal Hospital, a little sponsor chain we have going on there. Tech Electronics, they provide systems and services that help their customers work smarter, feel safer, and collaborate more effectively. It's a technology services organization, again, headquartered right here, St. Louis, Missouri. Family-owned, large capabilities. This studio, we couldn't have done it without them, and we're still tweaking a few things, and it's been amazing working with them. So check out our guys, Joe and Tony and Jason over at Tech Electronics. Huge shout out to them on the partnership and the wonderful studio that we've got built out here. Let's take a quick break. It's Chris Denman, Travis Terrell, Bree Weaver, Chris Gardner, Beth Hoops. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Beth.
Thanks for
thanks,
having me, guys.
Check out midcoast.media if you want to learn more about Beth's capabilities at Red Saw Publicity. Really quick break. We'll be right back.
We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live.
We're back and we're live, and the only reason we're live is from great support from businesses like Hillside Animal Hospital. Dr. Ed will be in tomorrow for Dogs on Film. If you want to go see him when he's not here on our show, go visit Hillside Animal Hospital. It's a full-service veterinary medical facility located right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Professional and courteous staff at Hillside Animal Hospital seek to provide the best possible medical care, surgical care, and dental care for their highly valued patients. I take my dogs there. Bree takes her dogs
I'm
there.
going there today.
I joked about it. It was a bad winter for pit bull and other dog allergies, and I suggested Hillside name the new wing of their veterinary office after my dog, who's in there every other week for shots.
That's fair.
Very fair. No, they take wonderful care. Everything is super smooth. I'm a dog expert growing up on a farm.
Right.
And I highly recommend Dr. Ed and Hillside Animal Hospital. His family works there. His daughter is a veterinarian. His other daughter is an eye doctor, I believe. And then there's a
Super
star.
smart family. It's like-
They're better than all of
traveling
us.
all the
yes,
time, and
yes, they're
it's-
wonderful people.
And they
so
do the fear-free treatment.
fear-free
so
treatment.
Don't forget
Yeah,
that either.
yeah. If I was running that thing, I'd be like, hey, why don't you backhand your dog, get him in line. They take real care
Ease 'em
of
in.
people's animals. Yeah. Travis, you had a story we wanted to update for the
We followed
listeners
up
here on We Are
yesterday.
Live?
We did. We talked about Jesse Smollett, who of course is.
You really
Is
put a
that
little
how you-
English
is
on
that
that
how
name,
you
or a
say
little
it?
French on
I
it.
think I thought it was
Smollett,
French.
Smollett. Like you were saying it different yesterday,
Smollett.
so I'm just asking.
I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know how to correctly say his name.
Or
First
speak
Smollett.
the
last.
English language. Got it.
Well, that's
Okay.
entirely different. People were already aware of that. But we talked about the case briefly yesterday, mainly because we were wondering, or at least I was wondering about motive. Because I said in 2019, if you're going to put together a hoax or you're going to lie this big, you should have some strong motivation to do so, because it just seems so weird for a successful Hollywood actor to go to great lengths to basically make up this attack. But the motivation may have been from a racist letter sent to the show's studio that didn't get a bigger reaction, according to sources. And that is that is the reason why Jesse apparently paid two men in the attack the week leading up to the video. It's suggesting by, again, anonymous sources that he was rehearsing the attack a week before because he was not happy with the reaction from the studio from a letter that was sent to the cast. So that could be your motive. But again, there is no official word from the Chicago Police Department. They have said they would like to interview Jesse a second time. Whether or not that will take place is another thing. I am still holding back judgment until we have all the facts.
Huh. Yeah. Good for you, buddy.
It's the weirdest case of the year. With that being said,
It's not that weird.
I
I
mean, you
think we
could-
know exactly what happened.
Right, and you could just be forgetting that he could just be going through a breakdown.
man,
and
this is
he's a little nuts.
Yeah, you're
My
right. It's very
favorite
popular.
though was
Like, it's not
I've heard him
judging, like, it could be a whole mental thing
You're
that
right.
nobody knows about.
Days-
yet,
Very
so.
true. Very
days
true.
after on stage dancing and singing like, yeah, he got beat up in the ribs and no marks on his face. And all this
Nobody.
stuff.
It's strange.
It's very strange
Strange.
story. I will not deny that. It is. I just cannot believe someone would purposely ruin their reputation and their career because of a racist letter. I get being disappointed, maybe in the studio's reaction,
Absolutely.
and that's fine. But I feel like you could, considering the success of Empire, I think you could go to the studio and let them know that I am disappointed in your reaction. You know what I'm
and
saying?
I
So
would assume he's not the only one. If other people knew about
Right.
it, wouldn't they'd be like, "Yeah, that's upsetting. We should be more."
But even again, it's still the leap from going from being upset at a letter than paying two men to say they beat you up outside
I
of
love
a
that they were
subway in
Nigerian
Chicago.
brothers too. That's
Right,
that's
like-
a fun little wrinkle.
It is weird. It's just weird. Like, I'm going to take extras from my show, pay them. We're going to
Right.
rehearse, stage our answers. That seems
Right.
like an incredible leap from I'm disappointed in the studio's reaction to a
Right.
racist letter. It's
If
still
you're
a major leap.
if you're watching on the live stream, there's a great ticker with Gardner throwing the quote out that he's holding off until they get all the facts. Also, if you're live streaming, share it into your timeline. Let's grow this bad boy. Let's keep it moving.
I knew when I gave Gardner that technology, that's what's going to happen.
Banner.
I
It
knew
is
it.
trouble. Guys, get your fair or fouls in. We've got a topic about social media influencers. WAL, W-A-L, at weareliveradio.com is how you email in for that. Prize today, Gardner's Prize Chesterfield County t-shirt. We're extremely excited about that. That's from By Jack. Any size, skinny to dump truck. We've got you covered. So make sure you get your submissions in, and we're in the beautiful Zach building in Grand Center. You can come pick up your prize whenever you're ready. We've got a system now, Bree. A system that's in place. It's
We
strict
do.
and it's being held to. So excited about that. What do we want to get into, guys? We got a fair or foul. We got a few other things to get to. today.
Well, before we get to fair or foul, and this will be something that everyone will be talking about this morning and probably for the next few days to come. We talked about it a little bit off air before we came on the show, and we'll get a little bit into it tomorrow as well. There's this interview that's circulating about John Wayne. John Wayne interview with Playboy
we did
in
this game yesterday.
1971. We did. I posted it yesterday in the Friends of Wall page. But there's this article, of course, from Playboy in 1971 with John Wayne, where he's talking about race relations and homosexuality and Native Americans. And let's just say John Wayne went as far away from being PC as possible. And it wasn't as if there's always been this narrative around John Wayne and his dislike for African Americans. I knew it growing up, and I was aware of it. I did not know the severity of it. I'll be completely honest. I always just assumed that it was the mindling thoughts of a very old white man in the 70s.
Right.
I didn't realize that he verbally supported white supremacy.
You want to know where I was at last night? I wanted so bad to be like, you dumbass. I Snopes it. It's very real.
It's very real.
I'm really glad that I got the rundown on this before being on the show because my reaction, like I didn't know this was happening.
Was he a big part of your childhood?
Like,
did you have a
my
John
dad,
Wayne doll?
Like my
Big.
dad, my uncles, like they all watched the westerns, right?
Yeah.
And like loved him, and like I'm with you. I'd assume at your age, where you grew up, that the racism thing definitely there, just because it's a different time.
Right.
But then you read that article, and part of my childhood died.
And
It's
again-
not
Do you
the
two
same
still
anymore.
listen to Michael Jackson?
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait for that documentary.
I-
See you defend him when we play
I-
devil's advocate.
I will not be here that day.
I'm with you,
Rocking
Britt.
back
I
and
think
forth.
I ain't gonna even
Like,
lie. I
I'm
may
not-
be
I
sick
can't.
that
Can
day.
you guys? Can we separate the artist from the interview?
I think that's a question, but no. On a serious note, that's a question
deal
we
with
would
it
have
every
to
day,
every
yeah.
day. But and like I said, we can do a deep dive in it next show. But just to read a quote that is going to absolutely make the rounds.
Wait, real quick here.
This is not new information.
Yeah, why
This is this. So why did
this popped up a year ago too.
did it?
Yeah.
The internet never forgets.
No,
Right.
it always
No, it
forgets.
always
That's why
forgets.
it's popping up again.
Oh,
It's just like
back
a new
up.
wave of people.
Yeah,
It
just,
is.
Like,
I think a lot of.
realizing
I
it.
don't. Look. I'll be completely honest. I did not know this interview existed. I had no clue.
No.
To be fair, you were super high the first time you read it a year and a half ago.
Yeah, probably. That may make more sense. But one of the quotes that stood out, it was a very good interview in the sense that these were some really intense questions, especially for the 70s. The Playboy interviewer asked, Angela Davis claims that those who would revoke her teaching credentials on ideology grounds are actually discriminating against her because she's black. Do you think there's any truth in that? John Wayne responds, with a lot of blacks, there's quite a bit of resentment along with their dissent, and possibly rightfully so. But we can't all of a sudden get down on our knees and turn everything over to the leadership of the blacks. I believe in white supremacy until the blacks are educated to a point of responsibility. I don't believe in giving authority and positions of leadership and judgment to irresponsible people. It's not my judgment. The academic community has developed certain tests that determine whether the blacks are sufficiently equipped scholastically. But some blacks have tried to force the issue and enter college when they haven't passed the test and don't have the required background to do so.
I was going to comically nod along like, good point. But then I was like, yeah, it's pretty bad, man. I don't know.
So,
I'm
not
afraid
easier.
of
It's
D-Bear
not
making a
easier to
meme
hear
of
to
me.
And the interview goes on.
I know,
And on.
because so there
And
is
on.
there is a part there are certain things where you just got to be like, and you guys just said it too, where you're just like, it is what it is, like to a degree, right?
Right.
It's like it's not worth your energy to go back and hate them. And then you read the whole thing, and you're like, all right, I'm not going to get mad at people if they're not so happy about this.
So, Chris, what knowing how the internet works, what's the next step?
Oh, people will forget about it with the next Chris Brown incident. I mean, or
Fair.
anything else. I mean,
Very likely.
This will be cycled out very quickly.
I think it'd be
This
one of
isn't
two- I
somebody
think
that
you're
you can
right.
go beat on his door and be like, answer for this.
I think you're right, but
well,
I do.
he's dead, so.
Well, yeah, he's dead, of course.
Well, that's
but-
what I'm saying. If
Yeah,
it
like,
was
you can't
someone,
do
if it
anything.
was,
Yeah.
if it was Clint Eastwood, literally, if it was Clint Eastwood, comparable actor, right?
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
If it was Clint Eastwood, who is still alive, who definitely leans conservative, if that thing popped up, then it would be a longer thing because people would want to take money from him or pounds of flesh or whatever
Sure.
to satisfy that thirst. But it'll go away quick.
right.
If we're being honest, it'll just go
I
away.
think it could either go away quickly because there will be something, either the president or a Chris Brown celebrity type to do something, or this could go the other way where people are going to start putting pressure on the movie studios that
brought up the
re-air
airport.
his movie, and of
Yeah.
course he has an airport in Orange County in California that has his name on it. So I would imagine there could be some
There's a
progressives
statue.
out in California
Yeah,
that
there's
is.
a statue somewhere, and then I'm sure he has a star in the Walk of Fame.
I'm sure he
so
does
there
as
might-
well.
I don't think it's going to be a big
The
deal.
thing
There's gonna be
is,
the
like,
little outcries of stuff.
I think there will be a
That
little
might-
outcry.
Now, far be it as people, they will spend energy on Christopher Columbus and other things. I'm just like, John Wayne, I don't know that ripping up John Wayne's star helps you at all.
I will say,
Right,
I don't think
yeah.
Hollywood, and I could be wrong, but I don't know if Hollywood really goes out of their way to celebrate John Wayne. Like I look as far
He's been
as
featured on like Oscar stuff, and he gave a pretty
That's true. Yeah,
emotional
that's true.
speech whenever he was going through radiation therapy, I believe.
that's true.
At the Oscars, so maybe they'll drop that clip. But in my opinion, don't get me wrong, there is that brush that could catch fire.
right.
I think it fades away pretty quick, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
I do. I will. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they will change the name of the airport in the
Really?
next year.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen soon because I think
Yeah.
airport name changes are really.
And I don't know if
a
that's
very
paperwork.
difficult thing
I don't
to
know
do.
if that's
a-
privatized either.
Yeah.
I don't believe it is. I don't believe it is. So if it's not, I'm just saying. I'm not saying this is what I want.
Don't
I'm
make
just
me
saying
say do
it's
your
very
research.
Yeah.
likely to happen.
Right. I don't think on a
I don't know. In
grand
2019,
scale
people.
much is going to happen. You might get that video of a kid scratching at the star. On the
You
know
will
what I
get
mean?
that,
Or
yeah.
burning their DVDs and their old westerns.
John
and
Wayne
stuff.
would have hated DVDs.
like their movies and stuff. I
Right.
mean, some people still hold on to those collections. I know everything's digital now, but I'm over this. People burning their Nike. People do dumb things.
Gardner
on the
is right,
internet
though.
just to show their protest.
It is,
so.
but Gardner is right. I think this thing has appeared on the internet a few times, and we just didn't know. It was like the
it
Louis
has.
C.K. Chris Rock thing. It was like, well, that took place 6 years ago, and that reared its
Yeah.
ugly head
Right.
again.
What are we doing
recently.
here?
Yeah,
I don't
what's
know.
happening?
My favorite is whenever it's not a good example of like, well, look what they were doing,
Right.
and this has been unearthed. And it's like, that was a #1 movie. Like,
Right.
really? Like,
Well, and with the stuff we get day to day in the news, it's like we have enough to keep up with. Let's
I think
not,
that's
let's
it,
just
too.
leave
7 people
this-
just got shot 2 blocks from here.
Right.
This is St. Louis.
This is very true.
We do have some partners to thank before. What do we want to get into, Gardner? We want to do fair or foul? Or
I was going to give you the melee results. real
Yeah,
quick.
let's do the melee results, then I'll tell you some people we need to thank.
Did Hulu or Netflix produce a better Fire Festival documentary? It was 56 to 44%.
Ooh, close one. I thought they were both very good.
That's
I'm
what I
going.
say.
Let me guess. Netflix.
Netflix is the winner,
Wow.
Travis.
It
Do you think more people have Netflix?
Definitely.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
Compared to between Hulu and Netflix,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, that's
Netflix.
why I didn't watch the other one
Yeah.
because we just canceled. I mean, we had a free trial.
They
We
both-
just didn't use it enough. So
I didn't think it would be different enough to warrant, like, I was like, double
Agreed.
topic.
But
Yeah,
it was
it was.
different. It
It
was
was.
very different. They were very different.
It was very good.
Both very good.
So thank you to everybody who voted on that at We Are Live Radio on Twitter. Again, now that we're not on the radio, this is all very important. Be sure to share this stream, like all our pages online, download stuff. Even if you already stream, subscribe on iTunes. That's a couple button pushes and it helps us along and it supports all of our great sponsors, which insane. I cannot say thank you enough to everybody that's working with us. We get to do a podcast and own a media company for a living. All of us here working super hard to make this happen. So thank you all for your support. Also, thank you to St. Louis Counseling Services. Be sure to check out their podcast, Mental Health Matters. Our boy Chris Sear returning and recording Impolite Company here. The Scenario with Matt Whitener is going to be here.
yeah.
Buy Jack, obviously our partner across the hall. Buyjack.com for that Chexit t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Red Saw Publicity. We met Beth earlier. Again, midcoast.media for more info. Comedy at our friends at Southtown Pub this Thursday. Chris Sear, Marquise Moore, Scott James. And don't forget, new website just around the corner. Our buddy Bruce Landau has taken on that gig and is helping us out with that. So we'll have a great new website for you this week. And we're here at the Kransberg Arts Foundation's Zach building, and we're super excited about that. It's a new dawn, everybody, a new future. For audio issues, tech, anything like that, email us, wall@weareliveradio.com. We love hearing from you, so we appreciate it. Gardner, you want to do some fair or foul? Travis?
Let's do it. It is time for the people's fair or foul.
At this defining moment, change has come to America.
People often ask me, what's fair or foul? Is it a segment? Is it a movement? Is it hope? I can't say for certain. Time will be a true test of its power. But I can say, fair or foul is now and forever for the people. Gather around the radio with your loved ones and hold on to your butts. It's now time for fair
We give it back to you, the people.
or foul.
It's not that funny or entertaining.
It's a segment that JPD calls toned. It's the people's fair or foul.
We asked you about social media influencers. Great topic. Let's kick it off. Winner gets a t-shirt, any size.
Oh, nice.
We've only got a medium, so any size from our friends at Buyjack. We asked you about social media influencers. We do this segment at the end of each show every day, and you can win a prize. You can pick it up right here at the Midcoast Media offices. Social media influencers are foul. Therefore, I will be... Can I get a close-up? Come on, we got the cameras. I mean, come
Here we
on,
go,
guys.
here we
Oh,
go.
there he is. Look at that guy. Oh, my. Social media influencers are foul. Therefore, I will be abstaining from this contest as the prize may cause me to socially influence someone else. That's the triangle assassin. Did some acrobatics on that, huh? Keeping it moving. Foul. As a fairly religious MAGA convert like Gardner and I have to bring this scripture up. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me except for Black Twitter. That is lit, fam. Straight from the good book. So unless it's black influencers, such as that Blackfish fellow, they are blasphemous and all should burn in hell. Cankles. You got to agree with
he was
that,
on
right?
your side today.
Yeah, he was. What's going on with him? I feel like he's setting me up for something
Yeah,
else later in the
something's
week.
coming, yeah.
Something's coming on later in the
Absolutely.
week.
Yeah.
Don't get too comfortable
I'm
over
not.
there.
I don't trust his ass.
Oh, boy. A behemoth weighing in. Jamie Crock. Fair. Because letting the cool kids run things worked so well in high school. Great point. Snacks for all at lunch. That was everybody's acting standpoint. As social media influencers ourselves, we would say fair. It's a lot harder work than you think. The pressures of having to influence an entire community is a lot of work. No Instagram post left unfiltered. No product placement left untagged. No comment left unanswered. Influencers are the future. It's from the Shooting the Dog Shit podcast. More people promoting their own shows on ours. What is it? For one, I encourage it.
Come on!
I will invoice you for that one. That'll do it for submissions for today. Great little batch there. Bree, who are you voting for in the social media influencers department?
Jamie Crock.
Jamie Crock with a vote by Jack. John's back there like, he's going to have to need a 2X.
I am going also with the Crock of Jamie.
Gardner?
Well, it doesn't matter really what I say.
Yes, it does.
Croc.
Croc sweeps and has won a Chex-It t-shirt for Chesterfield County. Congratulations to Jamie Crock. Congratulations to all of you for getting to listen to this wonderful show. We're going to be back tomorrow live on the live stream again. Share this with all your friends. Tag a friend if they've never watched or heard the show before. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. If you have any suggestions, wall@weareliveradio.com, and we'll be back tomorrow. Everybody feeling good about today? Yeah. Second day.
Yeah.
Second day back. Shout out to Gardner, and we will have moving graphics and explosions on the video stream tomorrow, right?
Something else.
That'll do it for Bree Weaver, Chris Gardner, Travis Terrell. It's Chris Denman. We're back tomorrow at 8 a.m. See you then.